Hello and welcome to another Top Table Gaming video, everyone. It is Saturday afternoon and we are bringing you a kind of Top Table Live where we are going to discuss all the awesome things we have just seen in the Games Workshop preview that of course would have been held at Adepticon if the world wasn't all over the place right now. So how are we all doing? Are we having a good week? Are we all in isolation, keeping ourselves entertained? And I hope we can help keep you entertained with these streams that we're putting out on Top Table. Are we all doing okay? Let us know in the comments, and more importantly, if you're enjoying this stream, if we're helping you get through some hobby or break up the isolation a little bit, share this link around, share the channel around, and let's keep spreading the love in the community as we go through these very, very strange times. But today we're mostly going to talk about that crazy Warhammer preview we've just got and everything that came out of it. And I've got lots of pictures, spent a long time setting it all up so we can have a look through together. I can get what you like, what you don't like. I'll give you my opinions and we'll take it from there. So let's have a look who's in the chat. So we've got Glyn Seymour in. How do, Glyn? Hope you are doing well, my friend. It was great to chat to you the other night after the stream and in the stream as well. And glad you're watching as always, mate. Pleasure to have you in. If you are watching, stick a comment in. Let us know you're in. If you're new to one of our streams, let us know where you're from, how you find us, what games you play and what you loved from the Warhammer seminar. We're going to hang around for about 90 minutes and chat about all things toys. So do let us know if you're in. So Glyn is in and he says hiya and buzzing. Yeah, crazy times, right? Obviously, I sat watching it. Sadly, I should have been at Adepticon. I would, of course, have been there hanging out with lots of friends right now, which is sad times, but fully understandable given what's going on. So I watched it at home and I didn't get to absorb it probably quite as much as you guys because I was grabbing images and setting them up on the stream and stuff so we can hang out. But I'm looking forward to diving through it together, and it was very interesting. And I think I know a lot of what our guys were liking as well. So who's in the chat? We got Ben Meldrum in. What's up, guys? What's up, Ben? Just me, unfortunately. Sorry about that. Steve is in the comments, though, as I can see. He says, good evening, and dat AMA, though. I sense that AMA may be the thing we talk about the most in this stream. It is beautiful, and I was one of the few people who said it wouldn't happen, so I was wrong for once. Got a real rubbish voice, so I'm going to be drinking lots of water during this stream, so apologies for that. And before we jump in, if you would like a double dose of Jay today, that sounded a bit weird, but after this stream, at around 7ish, you can find me over on the Top Table Oddity YouTube channel. I've agreed to stream with Jay over there, so this is a day of me sitting here filming for you. The at-home studio to get us through this epidemic is still not finished, but the background looks good enough. And yeah, if you guys want to check me out streaming this evening as well, I'll be over there with Jay, probably primarily talking Star Wars Legion, but also talking nonsense. I can't even say on this channel what was being discussed last time when I went over there, but they were discussing the ins and outs of what happens if we ran out of toilet roll. So if you want probably a little bit more adult shenanigans later, go and check out Tabletop Oddity on YouTube. You'll find me on there this evening as well. So let's have a look. Glyn Seymour saying, you called it last night, dude. And Steve is saying he's mint right there, of course, talking about AMA. And Steve is telling me off for saying it's not a TTGT. Do you know what? So this looks okay. Behind the camera is actually my washing, and the TTG shirt on there has a big super glue stain here. I went to put it on about an hour ago, so no good. Did try though. Rob Brown is in, drinking my water, bro, and appreciate the concern. He's saying, hey Jay, watching with Sebastian. Hey Sebastian. Sebastian is the coolest little dude ever, and don't forget you're painting a model for my cabinet, young man. I can't wait to see it. Skull Munch is in. Evening, Jay. I don't think it's quite evening, but I'll take it. Not a fan of the elves, but everything else looked awesome. Yep. Me and you will probably chat about Warcry when I get to those in this video, my man, as well. I might be suckered back in. Uh-oh. Yeah, the elves are an interesting one, and I'll talk about them when I get to them, because I don't know how I feel either. Glyn Seymour, how's isolation treating you, dude? No, you're supposed to be stateside with Andy this weekend. I was, so I did just mention it. I was supposed to be over at Adepticon this weekend with the wonderful Andy from Blackjack Legacy and Byron and Greg and the Artis Opus team. And I wasn't there for work for once. I was there to hang out and see all my friends that I'd made in the years that I'd worked at Adepticon and stateside. And sadly, I'm not there, but obviously, given these times, it's absolutely fine. And next year, I will be back there with a vengeance, because Adepticon is my favourite show of the year. And Of course, in lieu of it not happening, we've had an FFG preview. We've now got this one. This is only half as well. Probably going to stress this now as well. This preview that we got today is half of what they were going to reveal. It was, they've said every game is getting something. So those of you who didn't see anything from Blood Bowl, Necromunda, Titanicus, a lot of specialist games actually could be in the next one. And I have a theory about why, which I'll get to at the end. That was only one half. So I did have tickets for this preview at Adepticon, and it was 2 hours of a presentation. And imagine 2 hours without all those back shortly inserts they had in the stream. It's going to be nuts, which I'm super excited for. But isolation's treating me okay. I'm looking after my health. I'm eating right. I'm even doing a bit of exercise, and just got to keep ourselves occupied, haven't we? Skullmunch saying hi. Glenn Matthew Zammit says hi. Good evening, Matthew. I'm saying evening now, Skullmunch. That's your fault. Good afternoon, Matthew. Glad to have you in, my friend. Says you, Steve. You've only been wearing a Drawn Combat tee recently. Yeah, we got to represent for the Drawn Combat boys, our local SPG blog. Do go and check out the Drawn Combat blog if you haven't already. It is good stuff. Those Scions drool. I know, right? Pretty good. Brushball is in. I've been basing some hobbits today, my man. Good evening, Gaz. Hope you're doing. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, Gaz. Hope you're doing well. Great to have you in, my friend. You've got a game this afternoon, right? I think I just read in the Patreon Facebook chat. Nice. Keep us posted with that one. Glenn Seymour, totally agree. The elves monsters look meh. The Scions are actually stunning looking. And Steve is saying, don't forget, folks, if you're watching, say hi. Let us know where you are, what you play. Exactly. We're all about building communities here. There's 15 of you in right now, according to my screen. 15 of you aren't in the chat, so get involved. We're all lovely. Maybe not Glyn, but we'll control him. Kidding, Glyn. We're all lovely, and we're all here to just chat toys, hang out. And you could have us on while you're painting, or you could have us on the big TV, or if you're like Skullmunch on Ruth, you've got us on 9 different screens. That could be why we've got 15 in. They've got us on the TV, the iPads, the phones. Legends. But no, great to chat to everyone on this Saturday afternoon. Hope you're all doing well. Skullmunch morning, folks. Stop trying to trick me, buddy. Brushballer, not that impressed with the Scions, if I'm honest. Couple of good models. We never stream in the day. It feels so weird. It does. It's like, well, you know what time it is. It's 4:30 for those of you in the UK. Usually we go live at like 7 or 8 p.m. to try and cater for more time zones. But here we are, bringing you guys the stream as best we can. Skullmunch, haha. Used to streams being in the evenings. I know, but we are in very crazy times. And I'm actually little man free. Not got my boy this weekend. So what better way to spend my Saturday afternoon than to sit chatting to you guys, right? So we've just had the Warhammer preview, and it was kind of split up into 6 sections, each covering a different game system and giving us either a new thing or a bit of news. And it was quite interesting, really. Do let us know what your guys' favourite stuff was. Steve's saying a cow, though. Yeah, it is, isn't it? The elves are going to be a serious talking point. But yeah, so obviously we saw a new animated series. We saw AOS 40k, 30k, Lord of the Rings, and Warcry. So they hit a lot of the big systems. And this is preview. I'm going to tell you my theory now. This is preview 1. So in preview 2, I think we're going to see a lot of the smaller games. So the specialist game stuff like Titanicus, Aeronautica, Blood Bowl, Necromunda, which Matt Woods is super looking forward to. He was messaging me saying he's gutted we've not seen anything. And I think they're saving all the smaller games for the end, because then we're going to get a huge reveal. Now, they've claimed this is going to be the biggest reveal they've ever done. And don't get me wrong, we've seen a mass of stuff. An absolute mass of stuff. But there's going to be kind of like your final firework, explosion, mic drop moment. I guarantee it. Now, a lot of people have got theories on this. I've read different things. So you could get a new 40k faction, maybe. 40k is the least educated I am at Games Workshop systems. A new edition of 40k, I'm not sure we're there yet. But some people do think we're going to get a new edition of 40k. I'm not so sure. Let us know what you guys in the comment. We're going to jump in about 5 minutes. But let us know what you thought were the highlights and the lows and disappointments of the stream, and what you'd love to see from the other game systems that are coming up next week, we can only assume, because they did state that every single system is going to get covered as part of this preview. So we can only assume we're going to see Blood Bowl, Necromunda, all of that jazz in the second one. And then bang, I think we're going to close with a finale. So let us know what you think that could be as well. Back in the comments, Glyn Seymour, I know a cowsty, one that isn't a burger. And Brushballer is saying, AMA is obviously the best, but I do like the Horus model. Yeah, the Horus model is gorgeous. AMA Marshal of the Riddermark. So I think we dive in. So I'm going to switch the screen up quickly, just so I can give you more room to see all the good stuff. And then the first thing we saw was Warhammer Storyforge. So this is their new studio that are working on animated series and stuff, and it's just another sign of GW breaking into some real mainstream media platforms, and it's really cool. This is the one I've probably got the least information about, guys, but I will tell you what I know and my thoughts. So we all watched the video. Do check out the video. I've not managed to pull videos into this, but it was like it was very cyberpunk, really stylistic and very cool, and quite different to the first kind of thing that's animated that we've seen. Everyone let us know what you thought of this in the comments, but the kind of text I pulled from the Warhammer community site afterwards gives you kind of a tidbit of information about what this is going to be about, and it says this tale is gory, grim and dark, full of backstabbing and clandestine skullduggery. I practiced that off camera while I was writing it, by the way. That happens in the unseen corners of the Imperium to maintain power behind the Golden Throne. Death's Hand is part of an animated trilogy series called Hammer and Bolter. So the fact that it's called Hammer and Bolter means that another part of this trilogy could take place in the AOS universe. Don't know. We don't know much about this. It looks super cool though. I'll give it a watch. I really like the cool cyberpunk aesthetic that I got, and obviously we saw like Imperial Assassins and stuff, so that's quite cool. What did you guys think of it? Let me know in the comments below. Glyn, are you talking about the new Lion? Yes, he is. Steve, enjoyed it all. Wish there was more SPG, but that's a given for me. I think that's a given for most of us, my man, and you're absolutely right. Glyn, I was hoping for Last Alliance in SPG. Do bring that up again. If you said something, restate it when I get to that section. Let's keep the chat going, folks, and really get it going. Skullmunch, well up for a 40k anime. Yeah, I'm down, man, and that's not usually my thing. But always down for trying new things. And I really want to expose myself to more sci-fi stuff. I know there's a bit of a running joke that Jay doesn't touch futuristic sci-fi stuff, but I really want to kind of broaden my horizons a bit, and I won't ever be playing, I don't see myself playing like 40k as one of my main games. I'd happily play it to roll dice with any of you lovely people, or if Steve or Ben wanted a game, it's an excuse to play with Steve or Ben. So yeah, I'd pick it up, but I want to kind of broaden what I'm looking at a bit more, right? Skullmunch, that AMA, and Brushballer says, yes, Glenn, it's an awesome model. And Steve says, love an anime. You do. But that is pretty much all I've got to say about Storyforge. But we can have a look. So after that, we of course got the AOS Elves. And then these are the Lumineth Realm Lords. These are a brand new faction for AOS. And it's the first time that we've seen Elves come back since the old world blew up and Age of Sigmar dropped. So this is us. This is them finally revisiting Elves, bringing Elves back. And one thing that GW are doing, in my opinion, is they are killing any... we had Deepkin, I suppose, but they are killing any of the stereotyped fantasy races. So classic dwarves are no more. We now have Cadron Overlords, space metal pirates, and fire slayers, little naked undies-wearing, axe-wielding berserkers. The Empire has moved into cities of Sigmar. Tomb King's gone. Like, they're really killing the classic stereotypes that have been adopted all around the world, and they're really trying to create their own IP in every single faction and race. Even like the goblins are now Gloomspite Gits, and they're like mushrooms and crazy and squigs. They're definitely trying to put their own stamp on everything and move away from the generic stuff. And we did actually, I was wrong, we saw this with the Adneth Deepkin. Those are the first elves in AOS, and now we've got the Lumineth Realm Lords. So these are from the realm of Hyash. For those of you who know your AOS lore, there are 7 mortal realms, and these are aspects of the mountain. So they did mention that there were 4 aspects, and these particular elves are aspects of the mountain. And then they showed us the incredible cow that everyone loves, and this is an insane new model that's coming with the elves, and it comes in 2 variations. And the first one is this guy. Boosh, look at him. So this is Alaris, Spirit of the Mountain. Now this guy is just a monster. Just look at how hard this guy looks. It looks wicked. What do you all think? give me your best cow joke in the comments. I will read them out. I think this guy is crazy good. It's got this huge hammer. I'll touch on the hammers in a minute because I had a concern, but they did address it in the stream. He's got this. He's heavily armored. He is a giant cow, and you can see like the mountain in the back and the shoulders of him. He is literally kind of an apparition of the mountain, which I think it is just insane. I think it's incredible, an absolute gorgeous model. And this is Alarith, and they've said this is the kind of this is the non-character version. Apologies. This is Alarith, Spirit of the Mountain, and then you've got the character version, which is the Stoneheart King. Now look at this guy. Now they've put some more, they've made the rock a bit more volcanic, he's got more horns, and he's wielding twin hammers as opposed to one big one, and just absolutely beautiful models. You can only assume they come from the same kits. Looking closer, they look like they're wearing a lot of the same plating and stuff, and these are menacing. And it did make a point of saying these guys are built to go toe-to-toe with a Bloodthirster. So we are, even if we don't play AOS, we know what a Bloodthirster is. It is literally the big beastie of Khorne who built to fight. This thing's going to go toe-to-toe with it. So I think this thing is going to be incredible on the table. And as much as I don't like a lot of the stuff we've seen for elves so far, because this isn't the first stuff we've seen, do go and check that out. I haven't got it prepped for you now. This stuff I like. On the whole, I don't know. I was sat in the no camp of they're gorgeous models. GW only make gorgeous models, but they're not for me. This stuff I like so much, so much, so much. Oh man, it's a good job I'm asking the wonderful Steve to paint my Bone Reapers, isn't it? Because they're never going to get done. Apart from the ones me and you do, Rob, of course. But it's just beautiful, and I can't wait to see it. It looks like it's on a giant oval base, as is the Bloodthirster. What are your guys' thoughts? Matt Prescott has made it. I will be in the other room just building things. Good to have you in, Matt. Great to have you in fact, my man. Can't see an elves. Press the button. You can see an elves now. You're being impatient. Glenn says, you mean GW killing off factions they can't copyright? Yes. Also that a little bit. They are a business, and they got to make their monies to keep making us the massive amount of toys they do and keep open the 4 billion retail locations and all that stuff. Steve says, if he came at me with that hammer, I'd def move out the way. That is absolutely awful. Come on, can someone give me a better cow joke than Steve? Glenn, I bet you like to sink your teeth into that beefy model. You can do better than that. You're making Steve look good, Glenn. And of course, Steve says, don't milk it, Glenn. That's all right. 2 hammers. How dare he? Oh. Oh, wow. And Glenn says, I shall not be cowed into stopping bad puns. Right, cow jokes are over. You guys are shocking. I cannot deal with that. So, of course, we've seen this huge new centerpiece and probably general for some of your armies in the Stoneheart King variant for the new Lumineth Realm Lords. And then last up, we've got the Alarith Stone Guard, which are... Oh, getting the hang of this. There we go. Hope you can see that okay. These are super interesting, actually. Like, they almost look cultish, like they've got these huge cow, like, helmet extension things. Not a fan of. And when I saw them, I was kind of like, elves with Warhammers. Come on, guys. I know the Warhammer is the Age of Sigmar logo and kind of the thing, but, like, I don't get it. I looked at them and I'm like, they're gorgeous models, but I don't get it. Like, maybe it's the Lord of the Rings thing in us, but I see elves as like finesse fighters and stuff. And then they did go on to cover in the stream, that's exactly what these are. They don't necessarily fight like, excuse me, like berserkers just swinging these wildly, trying to kill people and take people down, but they use them more as precision instruments, and they can swing them with just the right amount of force calculated to even send, I think they said, like a Chaos Warrior flying 10 feet across the battlefield. And that kind of reassured me a little bit. And I can kind of add like a picture in my head, and I was like, yeah, okay, I can get on board with that. And these, I'm going to have a closer look. These, I think, are absolutely beautiful. I would, and I hope you have the option to leave these big cow things off. You're welcome for that. I hope no one paused it and screen grabbed that. I hope you can leave these things off. I did it again. But I think they're pretty nice. I do like them, which is good. Battle Bits is in. Good evening, good afternoon. Hello, Lee. How you doing, my man? Great to see the work you've been doing on your scathing. Hope you're keeping well in isolation. Do get involved, my man. He says, not a fan of the Power Rangers Zord. Yeah, I see that, actually. But I like the other bits. Yeah, these have definitely warmed me towards the faction. But I wouldn't say I'm sold. Let's put it that way. And Glyn Seymour says no Tyrion yet. So that is what we got for AOS. And then I can't quite remember what came after AOS. What was it? Oh yeah, Middle Earth. So of course, once AOS wrapped up, we got we were blessed, and Middle Earth kicked in, and of course they came at us with a model I say we, not me, to be fair, but the internet wanted. It was probably the most desired model. Steve wouldn't shut up about it. Don't let him think they've listened to him, because his head will never recover. But we got this bad boy. Boosh! We of course, Rob Alderman was next onto the stream, and he announced that we get a brand new AMA Marshal of the Riddermark. I've not had as much time as I'd like to look at these, because I've been prepping these for the stream, but just, that is a beautiful model. It is absolutely gorgeous. And one of the things they said straight away, this is plastic. So this is a brand new plastic model, which means it will most likely be on your shelves in your LGS and Element games. Affiliate link. It will be available from your local gaming store, and you can get it that way. And I think this is absolutely gorgeous. And as Steve says, swoon. It's beautiful, isn't it? Steve, what's your reactions? Give us your 30 words or less review of this model, given you've been absolutely raving on about this bad boy. We, of course, get another look at the mounted version like that. So, one thing they did mention for both the foot and the mounted models is you can equip them with sword or spear. In terms of the foot model, it can be carrying its helmet or shield, and then you can mount the shield on the mounted, and it can be helmeted or helmetless. So the build options on this model are just through the roof. It's incredible. You can build it with any variation of style you want. You can build it exactly to the war gear he's using. I reckon Steve's going to buy more than one, and he's going to either be magnetizing weapon options for if he loses, like, I don't know. I reckon Steve's going to buy more than one. I'm calling it now. Am I right or am I wrong? Stephen Crow, let us know. That rhymed. So what do you all think taking in the mounted version? Steve says, swoon! He's class, and it's nice now AMA fits with the rest of the new Rohan aesthetic. Yes, they're gorgeous, and if I didn't have to paint a load of dismounts and horses, I would get a Rohan army, because some of these beautiful centerpieces. How good are AMA and Theoden going to look next to each other on the table right now? Oh, so good. So good. And of course, this guy's usable in a lot of armies these days. So we saw we got to see the mounted model, but we also got to see the foot model. Boom! And this is probably my favourite foot pose. Holding his helmet under his arm with his spear. I don't know why I'm doing this. Just looking absolutely nails. The armour is gorgeous. Sorry guys, again, I've not had much time to look myself. It is a beautiful, beautiful thing. I absolutely adore it. Oh man. And I think they made a joke on the stream that you could give it its helmeted head with a helmet under its arm. Don't know why you would. I probably would, because that's me. But absolutely gorgeous model. And I can also give you a look at the alternate foot pose as well. And there he is, of course. He switched the helmet for a shield, the spear for a sword, and he's got his helmet on. So you can really see the options you're given. And they've done that with a lot of these plastic kits. It's great. The options are fantastic. And this is a gorgeous model. And I'm going to call Steve out now. Sorry, mate. Steve will be doing a painting guide on AMA Marshal of the Riddermark. Stay tuned for that bad boy. I'm probably going to get some messages of abuse right now, but this is absolutely gorgeous. Wrong mouse. I've got two computers. Apologies. And I adore it. Like, what do you guys think? I'm assuming everybody in here is just like, boom. So Steve's 30-word review of AMA, Marshal of the Riddermark, is the most mank thing I've ever read in my life. Mint times 30. Such a wordsmith, Steve. Don't ever change my mind. Matthew Zammit says, can't wait to get AMA with lots of exclamation marks. Definite improvement over the old model. It really is, and I love the old model. And I've said it on this stream as well. I didn't think we were going to get this model. I was like, it's too obvious. It ain't coming. They've moved on from Rohan Gondor now. We're going elsewhere, and stuff like that. Now, I've seen a few people say they were hoping the Last Alliance got announced. I did too, and I'm convinced that's going to be the very next supplement for Middle-earth strategy. But again, none of us, of course, know. We can all hope. That seems to be the general fan theory. They changed the banner, I believe, on the Middle-earth section on the GW site to the lines with Gil-galad and Elrond and the orcs and Sauron hitting. Miniatures, not an actual like movie or book photo. And it beautiful. And those of you who know, I love Gil-galad. Gil-galad is my favourite SPG hero, and I would love to be running him with some Last Alliance elves, and a new Legendary Legion would be mega. So I of course hope, but there is still hope. It is only week 1. We have week 2 of the Warhammer preview coming next Saturday as well. Let's see what everyone's saying. Steve says, no, you're going to buy me to. Is that how it is? Is that how it is? On a scale of Rohan, death. I wasn't going to chant. I've got neighbours and a cat that will probably knock over the camera, destroy the gear. The world goes mad. Steve says, do you go spear, helm, underarm, sword / wearing helm, spear / wearing helm, or sword / helmet, underarm? Everyone, Middle-earth fans, because I know a lot of you watching are the Middle-earth fans, and that's the bit you want to talk about. What loadouts are you going for your AMA? If I had to pick, I'm going to go on foot. It's going to be sword and shield, I think. Yep, sword and shield on foot. And then mounted, it's got to be, I'm just looking myself, it's got to be that guy. Look at that. I think they're both going to be helmetless. Yeah, helmetless for both. Sword and shield on foot, spear mounted, with the shield attached to the side of the horse, like you see in this one. Yeah, that's how I'm building my AMA. How are you building your AMA? Let us know in the comments. But AMA is beautiful. And then obviously they were chatting about AMA's uses, and Rob made a little comment that I don't know if it went noticed or not, but he mentioned that there were more plastic and resin models coming soon. New Forge World stuff. Woo! He mentioned resin, and Wade Price's eyes kind of went ding a little bit when he said it right before Rob left, so that was observed. So what sort of stuff do you think we're getting next? They said they've got more plastics and resins coming. What do you guys think we're getting models wise? Could it be a new character series? Could that be where I get my Gil-galad foot and mounted? Oh boy, let's hope. Are there any of you disagree and think the next supplement won't be the Last Alliance? Do you think it could be going Hobbit era? Do you think it could be Eastern Kingdoms? What do you guys think we're going to see next for Middle-earth SPG? And let us know what you think of AMA. Brushballer says magnets for show. Yeah, definitely. I think that will be quite cool. Yeah, means if you are only taking the foot model, obviously you don't take the throwing spear, but when it's mounted and you can. It gives you lots of flexibility depending on which legion you're using him in, whether it's like Helm's Deep or the Riders of Aomer, I believe it's called, Legendary Legion. So gives you all the options. It's probably the cool way to do it. Steve's saying so many options, but sword or shield without helmet though. Yeah, I just think it just looks so much better mounted with the spear. Oh, look at that. So good. So good. Love it, love it, love it. And that was Middle-earth. So yeah, we got the little tidbit from Rob at the end about potentially new plastic and resin models coming soon. So it'd be interesting to see. Do let us know what you think's coming for them. And Steve says, Forge World Ents and plastic Last Alliance. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, since the new edition, have they redone any kit, any plastic kits? Have we had an old plastic kit redone? I don't think we have. Somebody let me know if I'm right or wrong, because I'm rubbish. But yeah, I'm pretty sure we haven't had any redone. I would love the first one to be Last Alliance, because obviously it comes with kind of 8 dudes and a couple of 8 elves and some Numenors, and then you have to buy the elves and spears in blisters, I believe. If you're lucky, your Numenor dudes will have a shield on the sprue. And yeah, it's an interesting set, and I'd like them to either redo it in new sculpts, same layout, or kind of split them out and give us full Numenor warbands and full elf warbands. That'd be interesting. Matthew Zammit, definitely Ents to close off the Rohan at War series. Yeah, Ents would be cool. And on that note, Skullmunch, I know you're watching, I don't know if Roof is. Paint your Ents. Hashtag isolation Ents is what we're going to call it now. There is no excuse. Spray them brown and dry brush them. It's fine. They'll be done in an hour. Paint your Ents. Glyn Seymour, SBG fans, can you name Eomer's horse and sword? Oh, I can't. Now, he did say the name of the horse in the stream, and it begun with an F, and I went to write it down to sound all intelligent and missed it. Frostfang? No, that's a Space Wolf thing. It began with an F, I'm pretty sure about that, but I'd be pretty impressed if someone can tell us the name of those in the chat. And Bushballer, I'm out, guys, having dinner, then to wrath and ruin as I smash my son at SPG. Wow, Gaz. You couldn't beat anyone, my friend. I'm entertaining myself this afternoon. I'm only kidding, Gaz. You know we love you. You got this, bro. Lots of pictures on the Top Table Gaming Community Facebook group. I will be very, very sad, my friend. Sure, Glyn. I'll name them Bob and Dave. Pretty sure they already have names, though. Oh, I'm such a childish sense of humour. I love that. Bob and Dave. Skullmunch wins. He named them first. There we go. Well, second. Eomer named them first. Or Tolkien. Let's not get into it. Steve, be right back, kid. Meltdown. We're, of course, all on leveled up dad duties in these isolation times. And on the interest of, while I'm waiting for some feedback on SPG stuff, do take the time, guys. If you are new, if you're enjoying the stream, if you're not, do go and check out the Top Table Gaming Community page on Facebook. It is an absolute wonderful place to talk hobby. We've got nearly 1,200 members now. I adore it. It's one of the things I'm most proud of. And us here at Top Table, we're all about community and bringing you guys together and just talking about toys, having fun, keeping each other entertained, and everything else around that. So do go and join. And if you are already a member, I guarantee you don't post enough, whoever you are. So go and post, pop a post up, show us what you're working on, say hello to new members. If anyone can think of a really cool conversation that you'd like to chat, whether it's a question you want to ask the other members of the group or a really interesting conversation that you want to get going, throw it in the group and let's use that to get us through these weird times where we're probably all on social media a bit more than we'd like. And interestingly, we should get some more good news and fun hobby stuff on our screens rather than the doom and gloom of the world at the moment. That's my outlook anyway. So do head over there and check it out. And also check out the rest of the videos on the channel. We've got tons of Middle-earth and all sorts of other random stuff. Do check it out. Let us know. Hit the like button on any video you're watching. Leave a comment. It really helps us out. And just spread the love. Okie dokie. So Glyn Seymour. The more I look at Eomer, the less I like his face. The helmet is better. Yeah, at the... It's tough, isn't it? Because there's been a couple of models that's been photorealistic faces. I like it. I think it looks good. It doesn't scream Carl Urban at me when I see it. But yeah, it looks cool. I love it. Skullmunch, hashtag isolation ents for the win. Hashtag isolation ents. It's a thing. Expect a thread in the Top Table Gaming Community group when I'm done on this stream. It's happening. Glyn Seymour, I know both. I was just asking. Code for Steve fainting as he stares at Eomer. Dude, you might not be wrong. No, so I think Steve's on dad duties today, so he's in and out, and that's why you're, of course, just looking at my face today. Glyn, Skullmunch, Rob Brown, anyone who's in, Matthew Zammit, what are you guys' plans for the weekend? What have you got going on? That'd be really interesting. So, next up, we're diving into the wonderful world of 40k. Again, not a huge wealth of knowledge on this subject, but I will tell you my opinions, and there's a certain reason that this definitely kind of hit some heartstrings for me. So next up, we were graced with, where is it? There we go. Sorry, guys. Boom! So we went into the 40k universe and the next chapter of Chapter Awakening, The Spider, or Wrath of the Spider, something of the Spider, and it's of course named after Fabius Bile. So, 20 years ago, God, I'm old. It was probably a little bit more, probably 21, 22 years ago, when I was about 11, I just found GW stores and I was blown away. And it was somewhere my mum could drop me on a Saturday afternoon, so it was perfect for us both. I found a copy of White Dwarf. I went to this big, crazy store full of toys. And the first models I ever picked up were a Snotling Pump Wagon and the old Dwarf Gyrocopter. I'm going to pick up both of those models off eBay as well for nostalgia. And then the first time, again, I've always been a fantasy fan, but the first time I looked into I remember it well, the 40k universe, I was pulled into a big, huge, GW Manchester was massive, the old one, underground, not the new current one or the one before that, a big 20,000 point game that the store had put on. It was incredible, and then I was like, I loved this was great fun, and it was the day, 1990, I don't know, 7, 8, something. It was the day the new Chaos Space Marine Codex and Fabius Bile came out. The old model, which if you Google, you'll be like, oh wow, that's a bad sculpt, but it still holds up for a 20-year-old model, and back then it was insanely good. And he only comes with a couple now, but he came with a huge retinue of like chaos that he'd worked on and messed up and stuff. But that was my first ever 40k model, and whenever I see a Fabius Bile or hear the name Fabius Bile, it does legit always put a smile on my face. So when I saw that this was coming back, I was like, yeah, pretty cool. And as you can see there, we'll switch to better shots. It's absolutely crazy good. So we switch to this one first. You got his little dude, like his acolyte, that he's clearly done some mad experiments on, and he's looting a Primaris Space Marine, which is kind of cool. And obviously he's doing that from some of the stuff that I picked up. Fabius has turned his back on Fulgrim. This might mean more to you lot than it does to me. And he's now kind of holed up on an Eldar homeworld. They're sending Imperial assassins to try and find his lair, but Fabius is doing what Fabius does. If anyone wants to give us some more Fabius background or information on this model, whack it in the chat. I'll of course read it out. You'll be helping me out. And there he is, the main man himself. So he's still got kind of the leathery stuff stretched over his armor. I don't see the faces that it used to have in it, and he's got all his tools and his big like arachnid like servo arms, like just gorgeous. And this model is slapping me round the face with nostalgia, and that's the thing that I love the most. It is just crazy good. What do you guys think? I think it's absolutely gorgeous. Ooh, camera's frozen. Bear with me 1 second, guys. We'll get that fixed. Do bear with me, folks. We'll get it fixed. There we go. Look at that. Fixed like a pro in record time. Do let me know you can see me okay. Apologies on that one. Don't know what happened, but I think we're okay now. That's the main thing. But yes, there we go. Look at the beautiful Fabius Bile with his servo arms and stuff. I absolutely adore this model. It's crazy. Slaps me around the face with nostalgia. And they of course mentioned that he is the front and center and the lead in the newest book, part of the Psychic Awakenings, which is chapters of books which tend to visit two factions and give them some new rules and stuff and expand the 40k universe in this new narrative story they're telling, which is crazy. And even I'm a little bit like, I wonder how all this is going to end. And in that book, along with Fabius Bile, and they did mention Fabius will get his own chapter of Chaos. The Bile Lords, I think it was. I forget the name of it. So you're going to be able to take a Fabius Bile Chaos list that will have specific rules, but there are also new rules for Sisters of Silence, Adeptus Custodes, the big gold dudes. That'd be an army I'd play if I played 40k. Those are Necrons, because low numbers, metal, easy to paint. And Death Guard. Death Guard are going to get some new stuff in there as well. So that is an exciting book. The next chapter of Psychic Awakening, and pretty exciting. So do let us know what you guys think. Are any of you 40k players? Have we seen leaks of his rules? Do we think his rules would be good? Was he any good in the old days? I don't remember. Like, I always remember it was like back when you'd open the box and they were in like polystyrene sectioned boxes, and like, I don't remember, if I'm honest. So is he good? Is he going to be incredible in game? How does he play? Have we got any 40k nuts in who can help us out with this one? And let's see what's going on in the chat, shall we? So Glyn Seymour says Firefoot the horse. That's it. Frostfang, Firefoot, basically the same. I think I get at least half a point there, Glyn. And Guthwine is the sword. I do not like the... No, I don't like the name of his own, Guthwine. Could have done better than that. Rob Brown, he says, the boy, some weights, and some bone reapers. Very nice. I luckily bought a spin bike a couple of weeks ago, so been feeling a bit under the weather the last couple of days, but I am... as much as I can, I'm trying to put 30 minutes in, and then I've got some weights as well. So yeah, good. That sounds like my usual dad duties days as well, my man. Matthew Zammit says Shire and ponies for the weekend. Yes! Shire armies are for winners, my friend. I got a probably 100 model delivery off the wonderful Gazson Brushballer who was in recently. He painted all my hobbits. I got 24 militia, 24 archers, 24 sheriffs, every hero, a Gandalf and cart. Whew, looks great. I'm going to start the task of basing it this evening. Jay from the other Jay from the Tabletop Oddity YouTube channel, see me on there at 7ish tonight. He usually hobbies while he's streaming, so if he does, I'm going to break out the hobbits myself, get some basing done. Can't wait to get them on the table when the world stops ending and we can get back in the studio. Skullmunch, no plans for the weekend, but need to get some stuff built. I've got sprues everywhere, mainly Warcry stuff and bits from the Mortal Realms magazine. Now, I didn't get in on the Mortal Realms magazine because I've got a Nighthaunt army. I don't want a Stormcast army, regardless of how cheap and how much stuff you get. One thing I'd like to know, Sean, is it worth me picking up for the content? So I am an AOS player. I run AOS events, so I do understand at quite a high level how it works. Has it got a wealth of stuff in there for everyone, or is it more beginner focused? Like, is it work? Because if the magazine's good, I'll get it. Like, the models are secondary. If it's like AOS White Dwarf, I'm in. But let me know, because it'd be interesting. Because I do sit sometimes going, should I have got in? Should I have got in? So do let me know your thoughts, my man. Yeah, I really like that model. Assuming you mean Fabius, yeah, it's badass. And there's it's got that kind of more Necromunda, post-apocalyptic, like grim, dark, gritty. I don't know the words about it that is just mega. Steve says, I'm back. And Daisy says, hi. Hi, Daisy. Hope you're okay. Dad said you should eat loads of chocolate right now. His words, promise. Your dad said, eat loads of chocolate and he'll give you £1. Glenn Seymour says, sorry, just screenshotting Jay frozen. Well, you missed the trick, Glenn, because everything you screenshot me in will be frozen, because that's how screenshots work. Skullmunch says, hello, Daisy. Hi, Daisy. I just shouted. Don't know why. Glenn Seymour, no plans for the weekend, just ordering Ares Games, the War of the Ring board game. Yeah, the War of the Ring board game. I've seen it played. I've never played it. I've got a bit of a list. I avoid board gaming, and I have no reason why. Because whenever I play board games, I thoroughly enjoy it. Like the Witcher board game, that's mega, by the way. So I've got kind of a list of stuff I want to play, and the War of the Ring is on there. I'll tell you what else is on there, and a lot of people think it's crazy. I've never played Risk, so Risk is on there as well. Slight tangent here, but Let us know what you think, Glyn. Post some photos. Let us know how it plays on the Top Table group. That's a thread that I will be all over, my man. Matthew Zammit says, nice. Yeah, it is all good. Everything we've seen in this reveal is crazy. And if you think about it, they've revealed a metric butt ton of stuff. And it's really cool. And I appreciate the fact that them and FFG and SFG, all the abbreviations and companies, there's kind of this Adepticons thing, which is we will deliver as much of Adepticon through the virtual medium as we can, and that's why the companies are still streaming, aside from it being great marketing and promotion. But it's great that everyone's getting behind that. Matthew Zammit, just need the Forge World Hobbit Heroes, but I'm waiting for Forge World to come back online. Nice army, dude. Yeah, I think I grabbed the... Steve, did I get my Hobbit Heroes at the New Year Open Day? I think I did, and then I gave them straight to Gaz. Not sure, can't remember. Steve actually says, what's that on the message box? Scouring 2020, baby. I was wondering if anyone noticed that. Of course, Steve's and Top Table's premier SBG event went up for sale on Friday for the end of October. Sorry, I can't remember the dates and stuff. Steve, stick them in the comments. I think it's the 25th and 6th of October. But of course, Scouring is back, which is a collection of all our SBG fans and a GBHL tournament for Middle-earth SBG with all of Steve's beautiful boards and terrain and an emphasis on just great gameplay, great times, getting people together and duking it out. And considering the times we're in, it's got to be pushing 80 tickets now, Steve, right? Maybe 10 left. Might be a little bit out there on my numbers, not sure. But absolute incredible showing. And given the situation we're in, it shows just how good the event is. So if anyone wants to come to Element Games, of course, our home at the end of October and play 2 days of Middle-earth and have a great time doing it, do head over and check out the Scouring page, which you'll find through the Top Table Gaming community. And yeah, it's going to be a weekend to remember. Me and Steve had a chat through a window in a car door this morning, discussing some plans and ideas that Steve's got. And boy, are you all in for a treat. I'll be there as well, so you can come and have a pint with me while Steve's busy running around making everything work. It's going to be a weekend to remember. Check it out, Middle-earth fans. Where are we up to? Where are we to? Skullmunch. Now, the magazine is naff. They have small bits of lore that are interesting, but the bulk of it is building, painting, and learning the game for beginners. That's sad news, man. I was hoping that'd be good. Glinzy or Hellboy, perhaps. Yeah, perhaps, my man. Board games are just less hassle to set up than the gaming material. Yeah, I get that. My kind of escape from tabletop, mats, terrain, minis, all that stuff is LCGs. I love LCGs. You all know Matt Woods, mention him a lot, friend of the channel. He's been on lots of videos for different things. Me and Matt, and of course Chris Hay before he emigrated to Hobbiton, New Zealand. We used to play a lot of Netrunner and a little bit of L5R and a hell of a lot of the Game of Thrones card games. So I do enjoy a card game, but especially at Element Games, the communities aren't really there right now, so kind of a bit short of someone to play with. Me and Matt are going to be playing some more Game of Thrones. And interestingly, LCGs are amazingly accessible online. We use a website, it's browser-based, called the Iron Throne for Game of Thrones, the LCG, and it's fantastic. And me and Matt are going to be lining up some games on there during whatever's going on right now. Skullmunch, I do like the mag, as I know nothing about iOS, but I can't see it adding any value to someone who's already invested apart from the models. Fair enough, my man. You've just pushed me away from subscribing to Mortal Realms. So thank you, Skullmunch. Sorry, GW. Glyn Seymour, The War of the Ring is an epic 3 to 4 hour long game. If I enjoy this second edition, I'll be getting the expansion. Woo! I do like the idea of a long board game. Twilight Imperium, I believe, is similar. Like, it could take a day to play. And there's something quite cool about that, especially if there's 4, maybe more, it'll allow 6, 8 people playing, and like you can have beers and you can get a pizza delivered halfway through. There's something quite cool about a full day hanging out, playing at a nice pace, like a big board game. I'd be so down for that. Slightly different experience than a tabletop game, because you can't, with a tabletop game, you're you're constantly in and immersed and invested and paying attention to everything going on. But yeah, a board game can be a little bit more chill, and that does sound like my sort of Saturday afternoon, my friend. But of course, I'm here talking to you, and that is way better. Glenn Seymour, World, we covered that one. Rob B, catch up on this tomorrow. Have a good evening all. Take it easy, Rob. Much love, buddy. I'll drop you a message after this. Right, I've been waffling. Should we catch up? So we've done Fabius Bio. Next up, we got a look at Warcry, and I called this week. I think that wasn't any special feat. I think it was very obvious. We were going to see the last warband for Warcry that we haven't seen yet, which is the Scions of the Flame. Boosh! Look how cool they are. Now, I saw these, and for about 3 seconds, I was like, these are like a Necromunda gang. I don't know if it's the same sculptors or artists, but these are just wowzers cool. I think it's the... trying to see the box, because I do have one. Sorry, painting table there, hobby storage there, out of shot. I think it's the Orlocks, or is it the Corridor? It's one of those two. For Necromunda that these reminded me incredibly of. These are just gorgeous models. So these are the Scions of the Flame, and of course in Warcry it explores, they don't necessarily worship the 4 Chaos Gods we know, which are Tzeentch, Nurgle, Khorne, and the other one, why is that escaping me? Slaanesh. But they worship Chaos in their own forms, and these worship the Flame, akin to the Flame inside a Magma Droth they mentioned, and things like that. They are absolutely gorgeous. Sean, what do you think, my man? And so we can have a look at a couple of them in closer detail. So the first one that we get to see a bit better, and I've been image grabbing these online, so they are slightly different, is the Blazing Lord, and this is the leader of your warband, and it mentioned that this guy is part of kind of the Hammer contingent, so this is one of your hard hitters. Now these guys can actually kind of, from what I understood, someone correct me if I'm wrong, they can imbue themselves with the flame, and some of the grunts can literally, there's like a burst into flames model that the Inferno Priest can do to them to just make them kind of overpower suicidal craziness. But this guy, he looks almost like a chaotic shogun. He's gorgeous. Look at that model. You get like the fact that the flames are blowing in the wind, and he's got that really cool samurai stance. Like, this is just badass. Oh, I love it. I love it. And we'll talk about what this stuff is gonna do to me at the end. Skullmunch, they do also look like corpse grinders, you're right, but they weren't the ones I was thinking of. So we saw the Brazen Nod, and then we got the Brazen Champion, which is like his number 2, and just look at that! Oh my god! Oh, what a model! What a model! Oh, I love it. Move over, I am. No, I'm kidding. Don't want to upset everyone. This model is incredible. How can you not love that? Like, just from the beautiful mask to just like the overhead kind of halberd swinging down with the flames. These models are just insane. The Warcry models are just so good. So good. And I absolutely adore these. Look at them. And then one of the other ones they gave us a peek at was, and the last one I've pulled a certain image from, is the Inferno Priest. So this is like your support mid-level character, and this can do kind of firebolts. They mentioned that they can all use either firebolts or ranged weapons. Got quite a lot of range threat, but like this is the thing that can kind of put the fire into the grunt level dudes. We'll bring the main image back up. Oh no, wrong way. Boosh. And make them, if you look at the guy on the bottom right, you can see he's on fire. So you can do that with your guys. And a couple of kind of interesting bits about these. They're from the Realm of Akshi. For anyone who loves the Mortal Realms, I might do a little bit. So what the bit that got me is one thing that Ben Johnson, really nice guy actually, he was at an AOS tournament that I ran a couple of weeks ago. I had a good chat with him, really nice guy. He mentioned, of course, that kind of the thing that stopped me playing Warcry, there is 11 fighter options straight out the box. That's a lot. I think that's more than any of the Warcry specific warbands have received. So a lot of you know I do still love Warcry, and I went crazy about Warcry. And the way I describe it is the game got tall, not wide, or wide, not tall, whichever way it is. I really wanted depth in factions to list build, and my Splintered Fang warband, there'd be like 3 different legitimate builds that had slightly tweaked playstyles and looked very different on the table in terms of models and stuff. I feel like you just get, here's the way to run Iron Golems, and especially when you go into the AOS factions, like, here's what you should run as Flesh Eaters, da-da-da-da-da. And I didn't want a game with 30 factions. Don't get me wrong, I didn't want it to just be the Warcry stuff. I love the AOS stuff as well. But I wanted more diverse choices within factions, and just to give it a bit more bulk. And that's what I wanted. But seeing these models, of course, Shiny Toy Syndrome kicked in. So good. Shiny Toy Syndrome kicked in. But also the fact you get 11 different fighter builds straight out the box. Now that might be one profile, but with 3 weapon options, like the Iron Golem grunts. Wow, what are the name of them? Wow, I'm out of the loop. You get what I mean. Because you could take 2 hammers, hammer and shield, that sort of thing. But 11 out of the box is great. And then, of course, we've got Tomb Champions and the other book adding new stuff as well. So there's quite a bit in there now. I'm going to revisit Warcry. It's happening. Did you guys all check out the Warcry battle reports we did as well? There is about 5 Warcry battle reports up on the Top Table Gaming YouTube channel, so go and have a look after this. They've all done crazy well as well, and they were great fun to film. And is it something you want more of? If so, do post over on the Top Table Gaming Community Facebook page, because if you guys want it, we'll make it. That is what we do here at Top Table. And that is the Scions of the Flame from Warcry. So I'm going to dive back into the comments and look forward to getting Skullmunch's critical review of the Scions of the Flame. So, where are we up to? Da-da-da. Love the Skull Grinders, Corpse Grinders. Yeah, I see it, especially in the Hero and the Priest, but that wasn't the Necromunda faction they reminded me of straight off the bat. Ruth loves them too, but can't betray her crows. Oh, you mean Boarcry Ruth? Never gonna let you forget that, Ruth. Yeah, they are incredible. I think you'd have to be dead inside to not love these models. They are bonkers good. They're so beautiful. Owen Carmichael. Sup, Jay, finally arrived. Yo! So, the wonderful Owen is in. He's actually filming something today. Do let us know on the Top Table Gaming Community page where you're going to be posting that and about your channel. You have my permission to break Check Me Out Tuesdays, and we will allow a post to content creator on the group, because Owen is a lovely man and helped me out lots and lots over the years before I learned how to stream myself. But Owen would still do a much better job, so do keep an eye out. But good to have you in, Owen. Let everyone know what you're working on, and start being part of these streams, my man. It's been too long. Like, how long has it been? Too long. And Skullmunch is saying #isolation Warcry. Do you know what? I was sat thinking the other day, this could be a terrible, terrible idea. Now, recently I've been playing, well, I can't say recently I've been playing a lot anymore because we can't. But pre-Apocalypse, I was playing a lot of Batman 3rd Edition with Matt Woods mainly. Love that game. But you know I always love the newest game, that's what I do. And Batman is fantastic. And the only content I could find out there is from a YouTube channel called Flick's Tabletop Workshop World. Something like that. Definitely begins with Flick, F-L-I-K. And interest, so he's releasing just a butt ton of videos, video every day, battle reports, and I'm like, how's he doing it? And then I realised something. There's never an opponent. Never an opponent. So I think he's actually playing himself. And he's comment, stop it. I've not even seen yet, but he is playing with himself. And they're still pretty entertaining. Like, of course, every activation he'll go, okay, so this model's moving here, here's the dice rolls. So, yeah, he's probably having to put in a conscious effort to keep it entertaining and not favour one side. But if he's playing both, I don't see why he'd do that. But, like, would you guys like to see an #isolation bat rep, which would be, I'm not saying it, but it would be me versus me. Because, again, we've took apart the Top Table studio. We've all took bits of kit home because we're trying to make content throughout this stuff and bring you as much content as we can. So would that be something you'd watch, or would it just be a bit weird and kind of lacking tactics and stuff? Let us know, because if you'd watch it, there's no reason why I can't do it. I'm here, I'm in isolation, and this stuff is my favourite way to spend an afternoon, like I'm doing now. Let's jump in the chat. He says, the build is rendering now, wicked. Look forward to seeing it, Owen, my man. Do post it when it's done. Skullmunch. I'm excited for these. Love the look of this warband. Can't wait to see how they play. Look like they would take contrast paint well. They really do, don't they? And recently, so I've had a weird relationship with contrast paint. It came out. I loved it. Best thing in the world. 3 months later, all my stuff was starting to look the same. And I tried to kind of base coat, highlight something. I was losing the skill, it felt like. It was making me be a fundamentally worse painter, but I was getting more done. So I put myself in a contrast pan. I put it all away in a cupboard, and I was like, I'm going to go back to traditional methods, keep this kind of skill honed and on point, and then I brought it back in a bit, and then all of a sudden, I was chatting to a good friend, Russ Charles. We had a coffee about a month ago when he was in Manchester for some meetings. We always try and meet up. And he was like, dude, you're doing it wrong. Get rid of Wraithbone, get rid of Greyseer. Show me some pictures of some stunning models. And he's like, Zenithal Prime, that's where it's at. So Zenithal Prime, sorry if I'm telling anyone to suck eggs. Prime the model black. The quickest rule of thumb is, this is the model. This is the model. Prime it black. Grey from 45 degrees, so the undersides stay black. You get the grey on kind of the flats. And then white from above, and that'll catch the tops and the front. So you get this real gradient, and it basically shadows the model for you. The areas that would be dark are dark. The areas that would be hit with the most light are light. And when you whack contrast over that, oh boy, does it level things up. So I've smashed through about 30 Legion models, 20 Batman models, and I'm no longer kind of like, oh, but they look contrast painted, they look mega. And I think I promised Steve Bonnar some hobby vlogs. I'm going to cover it in one of those. But Zenithal, your contrast models, people, whoo, next level. Next level. Wraithbone and Greyseer, they're a myth. You don't need them. So yeah, that's good. Look at yous. Skull Munch. I'd watch a video with Jay playing with himself. I don't know how to answer this stuff. Good. Dude, if you'd watch the bat rep, I'll make the bat rep. It could be the Spire Tyrants. Spire Tyrants? Is that right? Spire Tyrants. There we go. Versus the Signs of the Flame. You could pick Skull Munch. What should we do? I think Warcry is a good shout, actually. Matthew Zammit, hashtag isolation get buff bat rep. Oh man, so I found the video of a get buff bat rep from about 5 years ago I was in. Whoo, God, I was a lot slimmer and I still struggled to do press ups then. I'm definitely not built for it now. That is for sure. Jog PLC, yes, hey buddy. Just popping in to say hello, I was watching Picard. I need to watch Picard. I've not even started it yet. Excuse me a sec. Try. I need to watch Picard. Not even started it yet. I hear great things and the trailers look amazing. Glenn Seymour, Munch. In case Daisy is still around, PG friendly or Roof will have your hide. Oh yeah. All right. Fair enough. Glenn Seymour. How is Element Games doing, Jay? Glenn, everyone's doing okay, thank you. The warehouse is still fulfilling on a much smaller staff base, and we're keeping things going as long as possible, and constantly assessing. I am now in isolation for health reasons as well as non-essential to keep fulfillment going. I can do my work remotely. But the guys are killing it, and the level of appreciation I've got for them up there. Interesting times. Skull Munch couldn't resist. Steve, not made my mind up on these. I love them. Skull Munch loves them. Like, I think if you are an AOS fan or a Warcry fan, but I can see why they'd make some people feel a bit indifferent. But I think they're incredible. Pretty good. Glenn, Warcry Isolation Bat Rep sounds good. Dude, if people are going to watch it and it wouldn't be an absolute train wreck, I'll do it. And the reason I brought it up is because I watched 3 or 4 of Flick's videos before I even realised. It's all just behind the camera shaky footage, which I wouldn't do because that's not our style, but I genuinely didn't realise until kind of the 4th video. I was like, hang on, because some people don't do intros and outros, so you don't get the kind of 2 people stood in front of the camera talking, hello, this is my mate Dave, we're playing with these armies. Sometimes people don't do that. But yeah, it was like 3 or 4 videos in, I was like, there's no opponent. And there might be, and it could be a friend of his that's camera shy. But I don't know. Could it work? Who knows? I've made up your mind, Steve. They are amazing. There you go, Steve. Skullmunch's word is final in my streams. Just saying. Glenn Seymour, maybe a video call or Google Hangout for all things Warcry. Do you know what I was thinking about doing? There's an app that I've been seeing all over social media. Oh, what's the name of it? That's really going to annoy me. And effectively, it just splits your screen perfectly into segments. It's a video call app, but it's built for just chatting and hanging out as a group, and it'll split your screen. And if there's 6 of us, it'll split it perfectly into 6. We all get a window, and you can have your cam on or off, and audio. And it's a way. I think it's become hugely popular during the times of but it's a way of everyone hanging out and talking and communicating. And I was like, we should do some top table ones where like me and Steve will pop on and we'll post a link, and anyone can just come in and jump and talk absolute nonsense with us. So would you guys like some top table video calls? That could be quite cool. I saw it the other day. I meant to chat to Steve about it, so he's hearing me now, so we'll see what his thoughts are. Glenn Seymour, we covered that. And Jog PLC, oh no, hope you're alright, mate. I'm doing alright. I am good, don't worry. I got the diabetes, so it puts me in a stay away if you can kind of category. Skullmunch, Zoom, is that the app? I think it was called House Party. Might be wrong, could also be Zoom. Either or, like, the medium doesn't really matter, but would you guys like a little where you all get a chat window instead of you just looking at me talking to a camera? We can all actually talk to each other and we can just talk nonsense one evening. How does that sound for you guys? So anyway, Matthew Zammit says that would be fun. Cool, let's make it happen. We're all about doing whatever you guys do. So that is the Scions of the Flame. They reignited my flame for Warcry. Wow, that sounded like it was rehearsed. I just came up with that then. I wish I didn't, but oh well. And yeah, I'm probably going to grab them when they come out. I like them a lot. So that is them. So they're gone. And then last up, we got the first ever Primarch for Horus Heresy, and a lot of people were upset we didn't get 40k rules for this. Boom! We got Lionel Johnson, the first Primarch, I believe. I don't understand this law. I can just tell you what I've read and heard. And this is an absolute... I'm leaning in to see it. Apologies, I'm going out of shot. This is a beast of a model. What do you guys think? It is just... Ooh! I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Like, if I was a 40k player, like... The fact that these Primarchs, because I've seen this range of models, they're incredible. It's a shame these aren't 40k, they're just 30k. I know 30k's got Gulliman and stuff, but look at that guy. It's like just gorgeous model, and we did get a few extra shots of it, but this was the only good image I could grab pre-me streaming. The Lion, or Lionel Johnson. So you can switch his diorama base for the size base, he should be used with in-game. You can also have him with helmet on or helmet off, and then you can change his weapon between the chain sword or an actual sword. So again, I love the fact that GW are really exploring customization. But yeah, this is just a stunning. This is going to be straight out of Forge World as it's Horus Heresy. Like stunning model. And that circle that the diorama based on is probably an 80 or 100 mil. Like, these are big boys, and then he'll go on like a 50, I think. They're absolutely beautiful, and just look at that. Like, that is one gorgeous thing. Who doesn't love it? And you know what's quite interesting? It made me chuckle when this was on. I know it's 30k, but the sci-fi stuff. And when the 40k stuff was on, there was 40,000 people in the Warhammer TV stream, which I noticed and made me giggle because that's how sad I am. But yeah, this guy is just insane. And anyone who plays Horus Heresy, let me know your thoughts, because that's just bonkers. Horus Heresy, but it's 30k, so it's set 10,000 years prior to 40k maths. And I believe it's just Space Marines versus Space Marines, or mostly. And it's when that whole kind of like Civil War-y thing was going on, correct me if I'm wrong. It's amazing how little working in this industry I know about 30 and 40k. I should get the wonderful little John from Throwdown Events to give us a bit of a lesson. I could do with knowing this stuff. But yeah, it's mega. What do you guys think? Matt Prescott says, this guy is awesome. Matt, do you play? Or do you just think it's a mega model? Because it is pretty cool. And then Glenn says, need to get them and the Spire Tyrants to complete the 8 Warcry factions. Yeah. There's now, what is it, like 30 AOS factions? We had 2 more card pack releases of like 10 a time. Like, ooh, I really want... I'm in love with Cadron Overlords. Love them. But I've been avoiding them because I've got Bone Reapers and I don't need another army. When I saw you could use them in Warcry, that was nearly my segue in. But yeah, this is incredible. And that, guys, is pretty much all that was revealed in the seminar. So we'll switch back to me. You've now unfortunately got a little better look at me. And yeah, so that was an incredible one. At the end, they also showed off due to there being no show, a convention deal of a Space Marine Lieutenant, probably the 450,000th Lieutenant they've done, and available made to order now for when GW reopens its production and warehousing. And that was it. But it is important to remember week one. So what did I love? Most of it, if I'm honest. Fabius Bile, not for me, but huge nostalgia trip. The 30k thing, not for me, but incredible model. Warhammer, of course, a highlight, probably from all of us here at Top Table. Insane. The elves are starting to win me over. Definitely not there. There probably exist in AOS factions I'd look at before, trying to grab those. And yeah, just mega stuff all the way through. Of course, love Warcry. It's got me thinking about Warcry again. Just so good. So what are your thoughts? Skullmunt says, let's get the TTS Warcry mod. Dude, let's do it. TTS is where it's at. Anyone who isn't aware, TTS is Tabletop Simulator. You can buy it from Steam for, I think, £15, but it goes on sale a lot. And then there are community mods for basically any tabletop war game. So there is a virtual way to play Warcry on it, or LCGs, or 40k, or AOS. And people are streaming that right now because they, of course, can't get together and play games. And it's incredible. I've never tried a full-blown war game on it, but I've done LCGs on there, I've done smaller games on there, and it really works. So do go and check it out. And me and Sean, I think we've said in a few streams, we're going to play some TTS games while all this stuff's going on. But like, let's make it happen as a group. There's definitely stuff we can do there. Jay will be singing Backstreet Boys next to his mandolin. That's always going to come up now, isn't it? Yeah, I told you what you've got to do for me to get the mandolin out on stream. Do you know what? I meant to grab it and stick it on this thing just to kind of tease you all. For those of you who do ever so lovely watch all of these streams. Where are we up to? All the releases were really good. The Lion was quality, but I'm all about dem Warcry warbands. Dude, if it wasn't for Warhammer, they probably sit second for me in terms of value. They are mega. Matt Prescott. This guy is awesome. Cool. Lionel, baby. Glenn Seymour, need to get them in the Spire Tyrants. We've covered that. I dislike Dark Angels, but Lion is probably one of the prettiest Forger models. Yeah, it's mega. Oh, I didn't know it was the Dark Angel. I love Dark Angels. I dig, right? I really like Cypher. I don't know, isn't he like a bad Dark Angel? I'm not sure. Cypher, that model's mega insane. And I like the guy on the jet bike with the book on the front, although I'd leave the book off. What's that character called? Oh, I feel like I should know this. He's cool anyway. I don't know who he is, but he's on like a... Oh, so good. That's well cool. Dark Angels are cool because they're like... Aren't they like basically Chaos? The Traitor Marines. I like that. Matt Prescott. Oh, I don't play, but I am reading through the Horus Heresy books, and this is what I pictured him as. Yeah, I've heard the Horus Heresy books are good. If anyone would like a recommendation, I'm going to grab it. 1 second. So I picked this up at the Warhammer Open Day. There we go, seamlessly back. Check this book out, and I believe there's an audiobook as well. This is The Red Feast by Gav Thorpe. Check it out. Oh yeah, very cool. Slightly different than the usual AOS style, which I like. Great read. If you're looking for something to get you through, I've just read this. I know if Steve makes a joke that I can't read, I will delete him from the stream. But this is a great book. Do check it out. I'm going to put this here now because I've got no way to get rid of it. Samael. That's it, Glenn. It's Samael. And I'm annoyed I didn't get that. I've always loved that model. So yeah, if I was a Space Marine player, Dark Angels would be my jam. Steve loves the Space Wolves. Dark Angels are my favourite Space Marine. Sean, you're my guy. I have some stuff here, but don't play 40k. And Master of the Ravering, yes, Samael. Very cool. So that's it, guys. That was the first Warhammer Online preview. What did you think? Interestingly, I think So we've got the second one coming, and they did preface these streams with saying that every game is covered. It's going to be the biggest ever. It's going to blow your mind. So we know that next Saturday, I assume the same time, we're going to get some news about Adeptus Titanicus, Imperial Aeronauticus, Blood Bowl, Necromunda. Could they Warhammer Fantasy Battle could be a thing? I think they're winding us up about it being 3 years away. I think they're just going to go, oh, by the way, it's here. And honestly, I don't know why, and I'm probably wrong, but I think it's coming sooner. But yeah, you get Warhammer Fantasy Battle they could talk about. They could announce a new specialist game. There are, of course, 2 huge holes in the back catalogue of specialist games that GW have brought back since Blood Bowl and Necromunda, which is Mordheim and Battlefleet Gothic. Now, Mordheim I tipped for last year. Once I knew Warcry was coming, I kind of assumed they wouldn't put 2 games in the same space, which is Fantasy Skirmish. Because they did allude to, now we've seen everything in the book, of course, it's not everything for Warcry. I still don't think we're going to see Necromunda, but we could see Battlefleet Gothic. How cool would that be? There's no way this second one isn't going to go out with a bang. Could be a brand new specialist game. It could be a new faction for 40k. It could be the new edition of 40k that people say it needs, but I don't think, knowing how far ahead GW work, I don't think it'll be that. What do you guys think? We've got about 15 minutes left of this stream. Let us know. Everyone let me know what you think will be in next month's stream, whether it's for one of the games they haven't covered yet or one they have. They might talk more about, because that will happen. I think we'll see more AOS Elves next week as well. Let's see what you guys think. Are you doing another stream after next Saturday? Skullmunch, would you like me to do another stream after next Saturday? If you want me to do it, I'll do it, man. Providing I'm kid-free, I would happily sit here and talk toys with you guys. It's my favourite way to spend the afternoon, so why wouldn't I? Skullmunch. Yep, Jog PLC, yeah, it's going to be all the board games next week, I reckon. Yeah, we've got to do stuff to get us through. I wonder if anyone's going to run out of stuff to paint. I'm definitely not. On my painting table right now, I can see a Batman model. It's Batman. Some Star Wars Legion models, a load of Hobbits to base, and then there's like, are there any of them in shot? There. I use these element storage boxes because they rank up all the different projects in, so they're all going to get visited. I got loads to paint. I ain't running out of stuff to paint, but I'm starting to get a bit fed up of painting. So yeah, board games sounds like a good way of breaking that up. I live alone though, so that's why I'm talking about Batreps playing with myself. Skullmunch, hoping for a cool new Blood Bowl team. Yeah, man, we were talking about Blood Bowl when I last saw you. I just wish it wasn't 3 hours long. The Blood Bowl teams are cool. How good was the Ogre one with the Noblars? Oh, man. Battlefleet Gothic, please, GW. Yeah, so... Oh, I'd love it. I'd buy it. I'd buy the crap out of it. The only thing is, I've always said that about Mordheim. Mordheim was my main game growing up in GW stores and stuff. I tried it last year, and I was talking to Skullmunch about this, I think, about a different subject, about computer gaming. Like, I revisited Final Fantasy VIII, and it's pretty bad. Mechanically, it's pretty bad. Looks aside, like, it just wasn't enjoyable. And unfortunately, Mordheim was like that. Rules-wise, it was very dated. So if they've injected new stuff into it, but they did say at the Warhammer Open Day, it won't be Gothic. Unless they're giving us a bit of a diversion tactic. They did say that when they remake Battlefleet Gothic, they want to put 12 to 18 months of development into it. Again, like, re-energize the rules, bring it back, and then they confirm that they've not started work on it yet. So I don't think Gothic, but GW could just be playing with us, keeping us guessing. Let's hope, because even when it comes out, I'll buy the crap out of it. Jog PLC, hopefully new AOS Warhammer quest. Yeah, that'd be wicked. But we've had that already in Silver Tower. Unless the Blackstone Fortress... So Blackstone Fortress is Silver Tower, basically. So their new genre and game mechanics design of Dungeon Crawl has been done for both AOS and 40k. So I don't know if that one's that likely, but I'd like to see it. I need to play Silver Tower, actually. Never tried it. Skullmunch says, yeah, man, do it. Consider it done. Big J, thumbs up. So we can get Steve in for the next one as well, or Ben. Yes, please, more Jay. There ain't no other way to brighten the day. Oh, you sweetie. You know how to get around me, Glenn. Skullmunch, I would definitely need a lifetime of isolation to paint all my stuff. I know, right? I mean, it's took Ruth a year to do like 4 ents. Like, she'd be screwed. Scormuch, I work from home, so I don't actually have any more time than I normally would. Well, that implies you don't work when you're working from home. Naughty Sean. And Jog PLC, they've really gone all in on the new elves, more than any other new AOS factions, it feels like. I think definitely... Excuse me one second. High Elves are a classic staple of Warhammer Fantasy Battle, and I think they had to do them a service when bringing them back. And Deepkin weren't a reimagining of anything else. The KO and the Fire Slayers still looked enough like Dwarf Berserkers or Dwarves to be Dwarves. These guys are like, it is new territory, and I think it's great. It's great marketing, isn't it? Like, they've put some welly behind it, and I think it will pay off. I know a lot of people love this new stuff. Again, I'm on the fence, but a lot of people love it. Glenn, if you saw last night's stream, Jay, Steve said I should move into your sofa. That would probably be a recipe for disaster. Did he now? I didn't see the stream last night. I was computer gaming last night, actually, with some friends. Did he now, Steve? It would be like the world's worst sitcom, Glenn, wouldn't it? I don't think that'd be good for anyone. But yeah, so there we have it. That is the kind of my conclusion on the Warhammer preview. Been good to chat about it with you. Hope you've appreciated my opinions. Let us know if you agreed or disagreed. I'm going to end this stream at 6 o'clock, so you've got exactly 9 minutes to ask me anything. Go! This is open forum. Anything you want to ask me, anything you want me to talk about for the last 9 minutes, you now have runway to do. So let's see what you got, people. It's been fun actually sitting here chatting. I really enjoyed the one the other day as well. But let's see what people are talking about. Wrong mouse. There we go. Excuse me. Oh. Don't forget as well, I may as well mention it again, Scouring 2020, as I've stealth messaged over there, making sure I'm pointing the right way. Not many tickets left, so do grab them while you can. That is our premier SBG event, and it will be coming to Manchester at the end of October, so hopefully it looks like a safe bet that all of this hopefully is over by then, and a great way to come and hang out with the Top Table team. Steve will be putting on a show of epic proportions and 2 days of great Middle-earth gaming where you get to play on those gorgeous boards and all that other awesome stuff. So do check it out, because it'll be great fun. Where we at? Matthew Zammit, from the new releases, which one's your favourite? I'm assuming you mean the stuff from the preview. If not, clarify and I'll answer again. It's Aylmer. Gorgeous model. After that, Signs of the Flame. Glenn, Flying Mammoth, Flying Roofs, Iron Roof, hashtag isolation ends. Tea or coffee? Ooh, really tough. But I take them both very differently. So I take coffee black with no sugar and tea like mega milky, mega sugary, weirdly. If I had to pick one, it's coffee. Like a black coffee is usually the start of my day. So yeah, if I had to pick one, it would be coffee. Scormuch FF7 soon. Better paint quick. April 18th, dab. FF7 dab. Can't wait for that. It's going to be awesome. I replayed the demo again last night for like the 15th time, because love that opening cinematic. The amount of times I've fired it up just to watch that. Woo! Flying Mammoth, favourite paint? Oh no! Okay. I've got two. I'm having two answers, and they're both really unorthodox. So, Flat White, Matte White by Army Painter. Someone put me onto it recently. Perfect consistency, great for dry brushing, doesn't go chalky. Great for painting, really good consistency every time. Matte White by Army Painter, number one. And then the second one, Flat Black by Tamiya. I start every model I paint. So I've got a really itchy nose. I think that means I'm going to have an argument. Flat Black by Tamiya. I start every model I paint with priming, and then even if I prime it black, I go over every model with Flat Black from Tamiya. Tamiya is the ultimate airbrush paint. You can't get the consistency on. It goes through like a dream, and just there's nothing more satisfying than a matte perfect finish. And whether I start painting from that or then zenithal up to the matte white, those are my two paints, and probably a bit weird, but yeah. Malted milks or hobnobs? Hobnobs. Not even a question. Flying Mammal, tell Sean we need to go. You guys aren't coming to Scouring. What? You've got to come to Scouring. Sean, go to Facebook. Scouring in Cheshire 2020. Click, download the rules pack. Click, buy tickets. Message Steve, make it so. I'll be very sad if I don't get hugs and get to hang out with you two at Scouring 2020. Be there. Please. Jug PLC. F, marry, kill. Okay, I can assume what F means. Grima Gollum and Lurtz. Woohoo! Jeez. I'm killing Lurtz. He's pretty scary. Don't want him around. Oh man. I'm gonna marry Gollum. Kind of like his sweet side. Which means me and Grima. Yeah. Oh, you're all doing it. F, marry, kill, Steely, Ben. Not answering that question. John PLC, Glyn, I was trying to be nice. Glyn Seymour, I'm coming but not playing. Glad you're coming, Glyn. Love you, buddy. Flying Mammal, please. Owen Carmichael, what's Scouring? So the Scouring in Cheshire is our Middle-earth SPG event. We hold it. It's on the last weekend of October. Do go and find the group on Facebook. Tickets went on sale yesterday, and testament to how good the event is in such trying times. Scouring 2020. It's only got 10 tickets left. We've nearly filled Element Games in a day, which is going to be mega. It's at the end of October. It's 2 days of SPG fun, playing on custom boards that Steve has built, which you see all over the channel. Mega terrain, and anyone who's been to a Scouring will tell you it is the highlight of the GBHL and SPG calendar, and you cannot miss it. So if you play that game, you've got to be at Scouring. Sean and Ruth, please. Yeah, there we go. All right. 4 minutes left. What else have you got to throw at me? Come on, let's hear it. I just spilled water down myself on stream. Check me out. What we got? Sean, you should go to Scouring. I've never said this before, and I'll probably never say it again, but listen to Glyn. He knows what he's talking about. Glyn is smart. Be like Glyn. Flying Mammal, is that camera on shelf filming? Hey? Oh, that one. No, it's not. That wouldn't. What would that be filming at the back of my head? And no one wants to see that bald spot or the other camera. No, that's just my SLR that I've got just up out of the way. I'm trying to be all YouTuber-y and artsy, so I put cool stuff on there. What have we got on there? We've got Star-Lord, we've got Middle-earth book, we've got the signs, Feast for Bones, because I'm working on my Bone Reviews, and my Legion. My new filming space definitely isn't finished. I've got some cool wooden shelves that are going like here somewhere and stuff, and some LEDs and stuff, but I've not had time to finish it yet, and I'm still waiting on some components like a new desk. But I'm definitely setting myself something up that's functional at home that I can just sit down, hit go, film, walk away, to be able to get you guys more content. That's the dream. And big shout out to Luke Fellows, because he's given me lots of advice on it. Owen, a game I don't play. Yeah, still a weekend hanging out with me, man. We can get so drunk in 2 days when we're not playing. Awesome. Flying Mammal, is that a camera we covered? That Jug PLC. What's happening with the Weekender? 2 minutes to go. Given current times, don't know. Me, Andy and Steve had been in talks. We did have a provisional date. Obviously I'm supposed to be with Andy right now in Chicago, which sucks, because we'd have been having a whole lot of fun. But we're in times that there's no point in talking about these things, because we can't deliver if we communicate any specifics. What I will say is the Weekender is the favourite event I've ever run, and I would love to bring you more of them. Let's see what happens once the apocalypse finishes, and we'll try and make it happen, because we all loved it, right? Skullmunch, haha, can't argue now. No, you can't. Skullmunch, go and get your tickets, my friend. One for you, one for Ruth. Top notch. Right, that's it, guys. That is the end of this little stream. Super casual one, hanging out, chatting about the Warhammer preview. Hope you've enjoyed it. You've had my opinions. We've had Steve in for a while, trolling a little bit. So hope you've enjoyed it. If I can make it happen, I'll come back next Saturday and we can cover part 2. But as always, guys, if you want to get involved more, head over to the Top Table Gaming community group and get involved there if you're not already. Get involved in the conversation, start new conversations. There's 4 figures of us in there now. Not enough of us speak up. It's a hub for all the stuff we love and what we do at the channel, so go and get involved. If you'd like to support us further, we've got Patreon. We will never hide content behind a paywall, but what Patreon does is enable us to pay for the lights, the cameras. They're making your dining room look like a YouTube studio, and bring more content more often. But we will never hide content behind that. But if you do Patreon us, you get a nice warm fuzzy feeling that you're helping us fund the channel, but also you get perks like you get dice, Patreon only chat group. There are dice that you get free after 3 months and a t-shirt that you get after 6 months. And we do giveaways. We've given away a Feast for Bones previously. We've given away a Battle of Pelennor Fields. We've given away like £50 element vouchers. We like to look after our Patreons because you guys are helping us do this. So if you're interested in our Patreon scheme, go and check it out. You'll find the links over in the Top Table Gaming community page. I'm pretty sure it is just www.patreon.com/toptablegaming. You'll find us. But I've been Jay. This has been great fun with you lot. And until next time, stay safe, stay in isolation. Anyone needs anything, drop me a message. And I'll see you all in the next video. See you later, guys.